Join Walking Baseball Encyclopedia Paul Francis Sullivan, please call him Sully, every day on Locked On MLB for a unique look at the majors both present and past. Featuring exciting guest interviews and routine check-ins from the Locked On MLB Network's team of local experts. Subscribe to Locked On MLB today on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everyone. This is Stacey Gotsoulias, the host of Locked On Yankees. Welcome to the show. It is Tuesday, September 28th. We have lots to discuss. We have the 3-game sweep in Boston. We have the preview of the Toronto series, and there's a turtle to talk about, in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Actually, you know what? I won't even spoil it. We'll get to that later. Before we get into it, let me tell you how you can listen to this show and watch this show. Apple, Google, Odyssey, Spotify, Stitcher, every podcasting platform available. You can subscribe and listen to the show. You can watch us on YouTube. You can like and subscribe there. And you can play us on your smart device by saying play podcast Locked On Yankees. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Boston because this was a fun one. I said on Friday they needed to sweep. I wasn't expecting them to sweep, but they needed to sweep, and they did. And they did it in typical 2021 Yankees fashion by, well, all right, the first game was a good one. Wasn't too scary there. The second 2 games were iffy, especially the Sunday night game. And I don't know what it is about the Yankees playing on Sunday Night Baseball, but they seem to have nightmarish things happen to them. I'm thinking Chad Green in Oakland giving up that home run to Tony Kemp. I'm thinking the game in Queens. We all know what happened there. And then Sunday night was shaping up to be another one of those Sunday night ESPN games where the Yankees get embarrassed in some way, and then it didn't happen. It was the opposite. They embarrassed Boston. Although I shouldn't say that because the Yankees did embarrass themselves a few times with some iffy plays and iffy defense, but thankfully the bats of Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton saved them. So let's get into it. We'll look at Friday night first, Saturday, then Sunday. Friday night's game has gotten overlooked because of what happened on Saturday and Sunday, with good reason, because Saturday and Sunday's games were a little more exciting and, seemed to be more almost like old school Yankees Red Sox games where you couldn't tell who was going to win. It was just one of those like back and forth sorts of things. So yeah, Friday night was a little different for them. Now, Friday night featured Garrett Cole, who pitched pretty well, got a little iffy there toward the end of his appearance, but he did what you needed him to do. 6 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts. He did give up the home run to Devers in the 6th inning. I mean, it was Devers' 35th home run, so he's hit a lot of them, and he's hit them off a lot of good pitchers, other than Garrett Cole too. It's not like he's just hitting off bad pitchers. So it happens. The Yankees got things going early. They scored 3 in the first and 4 in the third. And they were up 7-3 after the 6th, which was fine. Even at that point, it didn't seem scary. Then they got the insurance run. I joked about them having to get the insurance run just because of the way the season has gone and because of the way the games were in Fenway in July, where the Red Sox would just suddenly start scoring in the 8th inning out of nowhere. Who knows how that was happening? That was for Sully. If you're not watching, I made a face with my eyebrow raised because Sully and I like to discuss the fact that we both, and this is coming from Sully, who hosts Locked On MLB, Red Sox fan since birth, like I've been a Yankee fan since birth. No. Oh my goodness. No. Ick. Blech. Anyway, we both believe that the Red Sox were cheating in 2018. He says it all the time. He's like, no, I know my team was cheating in 2018. So I always joke that when they start doing things in Fenway in the latter innings all of a sudden, that they're cheating. And I was afraid that that was going to happen this weekend, but it didn't. So I don't know what was going on there. What was Alex Cora sleeping? I don't know. Anyway, so the Yankees had 8 runs on 15 hits. See, that's how you win a game, guys, when your offense is going really well. They were only 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position, but they got a lot of people on base. So, I mean, there you go. With there were double plays, of course, and they left 9 on base, and it was the typical Yankee thing. Stanton hit a home run, which was the theme for the weekend. That was his 32nd. And the more important thing about this was that they finally got to Nathan Eovaldi. And it happened right away. Like I said, they scored 3 in the first, 4 in the third. They finally got to him because they had been having some trouble against him this season. So that was good. So the Yankees win 8-3. And you're thinking, okay, this series is going better than the last one at Fenway Park. That's a good sign. Then Saturday's game, which let me just say right off the bat, pun intended. I am so happy that Saturday's game was not on Fox. I've discussed this before. Can't stand John Smoltz. Think he's horrible. He's just awful for the game. You shouldn't have people who are complaining about how the game is played on your national broadcast if you want people to tune in and if you want people to become baseball fans. I'm not the only one who thinks it, but Fox never learns. So anyway, I believe it was on MLB Network nationally, and then Nesson locally for the Boston people, and yes, for us. And I am just so happy. Lots of good things happened on Saturday. Luis Severino. We have to talk about Luis Severino. He comes in, pitches 2 innings, gets 4 strikeouts, looks really good, pumped up. It was such a great, some people were a little worried about him being in there for 2 innings because it was only his second appearance since he came back from being hurt. And, being back from not pitching for over 700 days, he looked amazing. Yeah, he's a weapon. And the Yankees got him back at just the right time. Nestor Cortez only went 4 1/3, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, gave up a home run to Kevin Plawecki. It was only his 3rd home run of the year. It hit off the light tower on the Green Monster, which was quite a shot. But it was fine. Nestor Cortez, as I said, he's basically been the Yankees MVP, at least in the second half, and it's okay. Another guy we have to talk about, Michael King, coming out, pitching out of the bullpen, throwing like 98 miles an hour and striking people out and looking good. Aroldis Chapman gave up a garbage time home run, but we need to talk about the 8th inning because that's when the magic happened. But we'll talk about that in a second. Because first, we need to talk about BetOnline. Because BetOnline is back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back to start another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With a new updated site and interface and even more odds, props, and contests, betonline.ag continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 100% welcome bonus. That's double your initial deposit just for signing up. Don't forget to use promo code NFL100. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. Just use our promo code LOCKEDON. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Okay, let's talk about the 8th inning because I don't ever want to hear a Yankee fan boo Giancarlo Stanton again. Ever. Ever. I don't care if he's on an 0 for 40 slump. Do not boo that man ever. Ever again. I don't know how people were booing him after last year's appearance in the playoffs. I don't understand anything these days with Yankee fans. Well, I kind of do, because the Yankee fans just like to boo everyone. I mean, they booed Jeter and they booed Mo at one point. So I shouldn't expect much, but he deserves some leeway, especially after this weekend. So let's just talk about it. My favorite thing that came out, and it came out after, obviously, it came out after the game ended and Stanton hit his grand slam. there were clips of the calls from everything, Boston radio, New York radio, uh, Boston's Spanish radio, New York Spanish radio, and the TV broadcasts. So the Nesson broadcast. Oh, this is my favorite thing in the world. At first, they just showed the home run, and you can hear Dennis Eckersley saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," as the ball is going over the monster and over the sign and onto Lansdowne Street. But what you didn't hear until the next morning when the clip made it around Twitter and around the internet, the Nesson guys were talking up Alex Cora as he was talking to Darwinzon Hernandez, talking to him on the mound, because usually the pitching coach will come out, because if the manager comes out, usually that means the pitcher is going to be removed. So they were just waxing poetically about Alex Cora and what a great job he does managing. And I believe Eckersley said, "That's managing right there," because he was talking to his pitcher and trying to tell him what to do. Did Cora tell him to throw a 94-mile-an-hour meatball right over the plate for Stanton to hit to main? I mean, is that what Alex Cora did? Anyway, I just thought that was highly amusing, because the same thing happened on the Sunday night broadcast. We'll get to that in a bit. But the same thing happened on the Sunday night broadcast. They're just waxing poetically and basically kissing Alex Cora's butt the entire time. And then the Yankees came back. Yeah. Anyway, Stanton's home run made me curse a lot. I know that there's clips of Joe's McFly from John Boy, his reaction, basically the same thing. I didn't jump out of my seat, though, because I wasn't feeling well. But yeah, there was a lot of cursing and screaming. My voice was actually kind of raspy on Sunday because I was a little too excited from that home run. Because, I mean, can you blame me for being excited? I mean, just he obliterated that pitch. It was, oh, that was glorious. Even, even if things are screwed up for the next 6 games and the Yankees totally fall on their faces and don't make it to the playoffs, that'll be the moment of the season right there, that grand slam. Just unbelievable. Amazing. I mean, I still can't believe how hard and how far he hit that ball. And then it happened again on Sunday. Now, Sunday's home run, the Yankees were already ahead, but it was still hilarious. And Matt Vasgersian's reaction to the home run on the ESPN broadcast, my God, he's loud. He's like Ryan Ruocco loud. And if you're a Yankee fan who watches Yes, I don't mind Ryan Ruocco, but he screams a lot. He does. I mean, I know Michael Kay screams too, but there's a difference. There's a difference between the Ruocco Vasgersian type of screaming and the Michael Kay kind of screaming. Like, Michael Kay has been doing it for so long that he kind of knows how to do it. Although that doesn't give Vasgersian an excuse, because he's been doing this for a long time too. And I know he does local work. I can't remember which team he does it for. But my goodness, I mean, I felt like I could hear Vasgersian from Boston without the TV because he was so loud when Stanton hit that home run. A lot of shenanigans in Sunday's game. As I said earlier, a lot of bad defense on the Yankees' part, just, Joe West behind the plate. Joe West helped the Yankees big time. He really did, with that non-call, where Judge should have been out and then he wasn't. And and then that kind of helped the runs happen, but he's bad. And I believe he's retiring after this season, to the delight of nearly everyone who watches baseball. Joe West will be gone. Thank goodness, because yeah, it's not fun watching him. He screwed both teams behind the plate. There were some calls that were just egregiously bad for both sides. And I can admit that. I'm not one of those people who sit there and think, "Oh, yeah, okay, it's good, he's helping us." No, it's horrible. You need to be consistent. Umps need to be consistent. This is why they're coming up with these ideas for robot umps, because you guys don't know what you're doing. It's horrifying to watch. And oh, wait, one more thing, going back to Saturday's game. I joked about this on Twitter. The Yankees are awful during day games, and they didn't do anything in that game until the sun set. What I don't understand what their problem is. Why is that? Do they need to wear glasses? Are they, because it wasn't a 1 o'clock game, it was a 4 o'clock game. I can understand kind of being, I don't know, tired for a 1 o'clock game, especially if you played a game the night before and you're at the stadium till like midnight, 1 o'clock, and then you get home, you got to sleep, you got to go right back to the stadium the next morning. That I can see. But the 4 o'clock start, why? I don't understand why they're so bad when the sun is out. Someone needs to look into this for me. I can't, my ADHD is too bad. But if someone can look this up and figure this out, like what the hell is happening with them? It's not like they never win during the game, but their record during the day but their record during the day is it's bad. It's really bad. Like Diamondbacks bad. You know what I mean? Like just really, Rockies on the road bad. Look at those splits. Those are funny. Anyway, so Sunday night's game, the big inning, not beginning. Wow, those words sound the same. I just freaked myself out. Anyway, Judge dislocated a finger, had to get it popped back in when he slid into second. We'll see how he feels today. I'm recording this at just before 3:00 p.m. And so far I haven't seen anything about him. So hopefully he's okay. And if you're not watching on YouTube, I just cross my fingers. And then Stanton. This time it was an 0-1 pitch, and it was Adam Ottavino. And I know that people like to joke about former Yankees playing for the Red Sox and giving up big hits. Like we used to always joke that Ramiro Mendoza was the embedded Yankee. So Adam Ottavino kind of served his purpose as the embedded Yankee. Finally, I mean, it took all season for this to happen. And Stanton put the game out of reach. And the Yankees completed a sweep, which put them one game up in the wild card standings above the Red Sox for the #1 spot. Now, they're in Toronto. They're starting an extremely important 3-game set in the Rogers Center. It's the first time they're back there for 2 years. And if I recall, they're opening the gates for more people. So instead of a limit of 10 to 15,000, I think it's going to be 30,000. So Rogers Center is going to be rocking, or as my native Torontonian friends call it, still the Sky Dome, because they don't like Rogers. So anyway, we will get into the preview of the series. It's going to be a good one. And as I said, it is extremely important, just as important as this weekend, but more important. Now, the Yankees can afford to lose a game, but they can't lose more than one. They have to win at least 2 out of 3. Don't be surprised if there's a bit of a hangover tonight with the off day and just, they're on a 6-game winning streak. The off day kind of cut into it a bit, but you never know. It's the 2021 Yankees. We don't know how they're going to react to anything, right? We could have either version of that team show up tonight in Toronto. But again, I will get to that in a moment. But first, does this sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows. You're watching sports highlights on your phone. You've got your neighbor's best friend's login for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all that entertainment you love without the hassle, and a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called Directv Stream. It brings your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part? There's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with Directv Stream. You can learn more at directv.com. That's directv.com. A compatible device is required and content varies by package. This episode is brought to you by Rock Auto. With the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for your local auto parts store to stock all the parts you need. Why endure often pointless or seemingly intimidating questioning and wait while the person behind the counter orders the parts in their computers, choosing only the brand their warehouse happens to carry? You have computers with access to rockauto.com at home and in your pocket. You can save time and money when using Rock Auto. Rock Auto is a family business serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years. Their prices are reliably low for every customer, no matter who it is. They have everything you could need, from brake parts to tail lamps, motor oil, and even new carpet. So go explore their easy-to-use website today to find the solution to your auto parts needs. Go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck. Write Locked On in their How Did You Hear About Us box so they know we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. I'd like to thank you for tuning into this episode of Locked On Yankees. And for anyone who wants to tune into other shows, you have all the New York shows. If you're like me, you can listen to the Giants, the Rangers, Knicks, Yankees. I don't know about all the other alignments. I find some of the other alignments kind of strange. I always found the Yankees-Jets alignment strange. No offense. It just seemed kind of rare to me when I was growing up. I didn't know many Yankees-Jets fans. And as I've gotten older, I've found a bunch of you. What's it like? I think it would be worse being, no offense, and no offense to the people who, no offense to Ryan Finkelstein. Good job on Locked On Mets if you want to listen to that too. Because, I mean, hey, if you like all of New York, you might as well listen to all the shows. But the Mets-Jets alignment can't be an easy one. You know, for us right now, the Giants, they are atrocious. The only good thing about the Giants is someone who used to be with the Giants, Eli Manning, on his Manning Brothers broadcast of Monday Night Football. Him and Peyton together are the greatest thing ever. And as I said on my show last week, we need more alternate broadcasts for every sport. Baseball definitely needs them, but the Manning brothers, they need to stay on TV until they're really old and can't do it anymore, because it is just fantastic. I love every second of it. It's great. Now, back to the Yankees. Let's talk about this, as I said, this is a big series. They cannot have what happened last time they faced Toronto. They need to be the Yankees of the past 6 games and not the previous first half of the month. Right now, the Yankees are 13-11, so they've salvaged September, and they have a chance to make it really great if they can keep on winning. So tonight, Jameson Tyonne against Hunjin Ryu. Now, this is between Tyonne coming back from his injury and Ryu giving the Yankees fits. This has the potential to be one of those games that makes you want to bash your head into a wall, but it also has the potential to be one of those games where you're shocked as hell because the Yankees are doing well, so you never know. Ryu is 13-9 with a 4.34 ERA in 159 and 2/3 innings with 133 strikeouts. In his last 7 games, he's 2-4 with a 7.09 ERA. Now, his last time out against the Yankees, he threw 6 innings, only gave up 3 hits, no runs, didn't walk anyone, struck out 6, and got the win. Yankees can't let that happen again. Jameson Tyonne is coming back from an injury, so that's another thing that could make this game iffy because it's his first time back. But as I said, the Yankees have guys in the bullpen if he needs to come out earlier. With Cole going tomorrow, there's a better chance of Cole lasting a little longer, although he does have some trouble against Toronto. Yeah, see, I don't know. These games could go either way, really. So Tyonne, 8-6 with a 4.41 ERA in 138 and 2/3 innings with 136 strikeouts. His last start was against Toronto on 9-6. He gave up 3 runs on 4 hits and 7 innings with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. That's not a bad outing, but he got the loss. But that's really not a bad outing. I mean, 3 runs in 7 innings, that's a quality start. So the offense needs to, do something against Ryu. His previous 2 starts to that, 4 2/3, 3 2/3. So, and he gave up 6 runs against the Angels, 5 runs against Oakland. So that's a little worrying, but the fact that he only gave up 3 to Toronto the last time he faced them, hopefully that'll be the case this time. Actually, maybe he'll not give up any runs. Please, Jameson, thank you. Wednesday night, Garrett Cole against Jose Barrios. Barrios is 12-9 with a 3.48 ERA in 186.0 innings with 197 strikeouts. His last 7 games, he's 4-3 with a 3.35 ERA. His last outing against Minnesota was a quality start, 6 innings, 3 runs, but he got the loss. He struck out 10, so that's a strong outing, but he ended up losing. And let's see, back on September 14th against Tampa, he only gave up a run in 7 innings on 4 hits and still got the loss against them. So if there's a way that the Yankees, maybe these guys pitch well but they can get them out of the game and then get to the bullpen, maybe they can do that. As for Garrett Cole, 16-8 on the year, 3.08 ERA in 175 and 1/3 inning with 237 strikeouts. I believe Robbie Ray has a couple of more strikeouts than he does. We'll get to his numbers next because he's in the last game. Yankees didn't face him the last time. So that's another difference in this series. Aside from being in Canada for the first time in 2 years, Tyonne coming back from an injury, and then them facing Robbie Ray. Cole in his last 7 games, 5 and 2. I'm reading things wrong. With a 3.20 ERA. In his start against Boston, which we just discussed, 6 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, got the win. Against Cleveland on the 19th, it was another one of those odd Garrett Cole lines. 7 runs on 10 hits in 5 2/3 innings with 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. It's similar to that line against the Rays that he had a couple of months ago. And I mean, if we're going by his pattern, he's due for a loss here, but let's hope that's not the case. And in the finale, as I said, it's going to be Robbie Ray against Corey Kluber. Robbie Ray is 13-6 with a 2.68 ERA in 188 innings on the nose with 244 strikeouts. Okay, so he has 7 more strikeouts than Cole. He is your Cy Young front runner. I know some people don't think so, but he is. I don't know why you wouldn't think so, but he is. In his last game against Minnesota, 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, but got the win. He had a little trouble against Tampa on the 20th, 4 2/3, 3 runs on 7 hits with 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. But his previous start was against Tampa 5 days earlier. 1 run on 4 hits in 7 innings with 13 strikeouts. And he got the win. So let's hope that Robbie Ray doesn't show up on the Thursday night. Let's hope that's not the one that shows up. Corey Kluber, 5-3 with a 3.82 ERA in 75 and 1/3 innings with 80 strikeouts. It's always good to see more strikeouts than innings. In his last start against Texas, didn't get the decision, 4 1/3, 3 runs on 8 hits with 4 strikeouts. His start against Cleveland, he got the win, 6 innings, no runs on 4 hits with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. So I would like for that Corey Kluber to show up. But the Corey Kluber, Robbie Ray, I would say out of the 3 matchups, that might be the most intriguing. And especially depending on what happens in the first 2 games. Because if it's a case where the Yankees win one, the Blue Jays win one, this is a big series. I know I keep saying it, but it really is. I mean, the Yankees did this to themselves, and I said that last week. It's their own fault that they're in this position, that they have to basically win out for the rest of the season in order to make sure that they make the playoffs. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that hope the Yankees don't. They hope that they lose a couple, so there's some sort of weird, wacky 5-way tie, and there's going to be like a play-in for the play-in for the play-in. No, I don't want that. No. If it happened in another division, sure, I would love to see chaos like that, but I don't want to see it when the Yankees are involved. None of us want to see it when the Yankees are involved. So, one more thing. I forgot the turtle. The Yankees have a mascot. His name is Bronxie. Nestor Cortez got him. They got him 6 games ago. They haven't lost since they got him. And apparently he's with them in Canada. So Hopefully Bronxie will bring them good luck this week. Go Bronxie. The funny part of the story, it's on ESPN if you want to read about it. Apparently DJ LeMahieu likes to stare at the turtle, which I find so DJ LeMahieu. Can anyone else picture him staring at the turtle in his cage or in his, I don't know if it's a cage or if it's probably a tank, I would assume, right? I own cats. I don't know anything about turtles. Anyway, yeah, so the Yankees have a mascot. It's a turtle. I kind of love it. They should have gotten him earlier in the season, but he seems to be working. Let's hope he keeps working. And again, he's in Canada with them. So we'll see what happens. So that's it for this episode of Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'd like to remind you that you can listen to the show in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Odyssey, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. And when you get into your car, you can tell your smart device to play podcast Locked On Bets. Betting on the Yankees doesn't have to be a guessing game if you listen to the new Locked On Bets podcast hosted by your boy Q and handicapping expert Lee Sterling. Get daily picks, blowout specials, wrong team favorite picks, and Lee Sterling's lock of the day. Follow the Locked On Bets podcast, brought to you by betonline.ag, wherever you get podcasts. You can also watch us on YouTube. You can subscribe and comment and like and do what you do there. One more thing, if you could be so kind, please rate the podcast and spread the word about this podcast to your fellow Yankee fans. We would really appreciate it. Enjoy your Tuesday, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.